regardless, we know that the number of Americans wanting to get out that couldn't was very large for several weeks following.
And it's not zero today. I promise you
zero.
that.
And we know for sure that the number of Afghans who helped America, who helped the Allies, who helped, I guess, do we still refer to ourselves as the Allies?
Yeah. Former allies.
I've been watching too many World War II documentaries lately. I apologize. But we know that a lot of those Afghans that helped us out are still stuck there.
Yes.
And now we're getting reports that, it looks like the botched withdrawal was botched in even more ways than we could have possibly imagined.
Awesome.
So out of the UK, they took in several Afghan refugees. They entered many of them into this resettlement program where they stay in like hotels and other places of that nature. And then it takes months and months and months to find them like a permanent solution. Yeah. And so as it turns out, a lot of these refugees want to go back to Afghanistan. And of course, the left-wing media is saying, oh, well, this is because of the government's resettlement program. They're not just giving these people houses. They need to be doing more. In reality...
How bad does that have to be, though, before Afghanistan looks like a better alternative?
Yeah, I don't think you don't have to give them like a mansion.
Right.
Just give them like a roof
tent in the backyard.
And they'll probably be okay.
Here's the thing, though, is that these refugees, these weren't people that were the people that we got out of there in airplanes, that the UK got out, and then presumably based on these reports, the US as well, although, we haven't learned that as of yet. But the people we got out weren't the people in danger that we should have gotten out. They were just the first Afghanistan citizens to make it to Kabul airport. Yeah. And you could kind of infer that after watching all of those videos. We saw those crowds just pouring in, trying to get on the airplanes and all of that. Didn't seem like there was a very coordinated, here's my proof of citizenship. Here, I get on the plane.
Yeah, right.
They were just carting off anybody and everybody that was available. And what happened was all of these Afghanistan citizens just got a free ride, and they weren't probably in any specific. I mean, everyone there is under danger in Taliban rule, but they weren't specifically targeted by the Taliban. They had never worked with the U.S. government or the UK government or any of the former allies.
Right.
These people, and so essentially, our withdrawal plan, we didn't do a good enough job on making sure we got the right people out. We just got all these random people out, and now a bunch of them want to go back. There's reports, there's dozens of these Afghan refugees who are in the UK, there's 7,000 Afghan refugees being placed in hotels as a temporary accommodation, and just reports keep piling up of them requesting to go back to Afghanistan. So obviously these aren't the people, the Taliban will behead, they'll kill the family members of people they find out had worked with the US. Obviously, that's not who these people are.
Right.
These people just wanted a free ride to a better country. And it's really likely that this happened with the U.S. as well. And it's because Biden did not prepare. He did not have a plan going forward. And anyone who says that this is Trump's fault or that this isn't Biden's fault, this was always going to happen, there were disasters that were probably always going to happen with Afghanistan.
Of course.
But there's no way you could say this is one of them. If you just delay the withdrawal by a month or a couple months, you can plan out how to get everyone out safely.
Right.
This didn't need to happen.
And you plan out the resettlement of the refugees and all of that stuff. So they never even hit a hotel room. And it does make me question, like, what hotels are they putting these people up in? Like, because I don't think anybody's calling down to the concierge saying, I found a hair in the bathtub, send me back to Afghanistan. I don't think that's what's happening. So, how bad are these hotels? That's concerning. But all of that should have been planned out. To your point, Michael, they're not only did we need to have a plan for who was coming, how we were getting them out, where we were going to fly them out of, having a single point in the Kabul airport is atrociously bad tactic. I guess it's more of a tactic, but atrociously bad thinking. And then plan the whole thing out. Where are they going? And then what are you going to do with them when they get there? And all of that is eminently plannable. That is all stuff that the U.S. does all the time. The fact that they had nothing there in place for that is just a stunning indictment of the incompetency of the Biden administration.
Grant, what do you think about the idea that, no, this wasn't Biden's fault, this was going to happen regardless?
I think it's ridiculous, and I would like to speak on this.
Are you ridiculous? Is that what you want to go with, or was there another?
bogus.
Okay, but I thought there
some
might be
bogery.
another.
Some bogery
I thought
going on.
there might be another
It
word.
was like on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite get there, but now I'm there. Bogery. I want to speak on this as
This whole
someone.
show is bogery today.
As someone, there's going to be some more bogery, but it's good.
Okay.
As someone who suffers from a disorder, it is called obsessive compulsive disorder. What I like to do is I like to plan every second of every day.
Yeah.
And as someone who plans all the time, I can tell you that those are some of the most plannable aspects ever. It's so easy
plan,
to plan where you're going to put people, where you're going to leave from. Like, those are just such simple things that, I mean, like,
It's a great point.
it takes time, sure, but like, these are things that we plan every year. We go on a
Right.
vacation. Where are we going to stay? Where are we going to fly? I mean, it's like so obvious, and they just completely ignored it. So I think it's ridiculous to say that it's not Biden's fault and that it was going to happen either way, because it wouldn't happen, at least not to this extent, if there was any sort of planning that went into it.